Then, while the guests stood aghast, the groom grabbed a fistful of steaming, rubbery spaghetti and heaved it toward his mate. At that moment, DeBacco decided, even if a matrimonial implosion was underway, that he would join the fun. Okay. Guests stood aghast. Boy, I tell you what, I think that's a linking construction as well with a predicate adjective. Unless you wanted to say how they stood, but the guests didn't stand aghastly. The guests are aghast. The groom grabbed, there is an action verb. What did he grab? A fistful. There's a direct object. Okay, so what we have here is an introductory subordinate clause opened with the subordinate conjunction while. We'll talk about then after a bit. The groom grabbed a fistful of steaming rubbery spaghetti. That's a prepositional phrase acting adjectively, modifying fistful. Here's a coordinating conjunction joining the two verbs grabbed and heaved, because the groom also heaved that fistful, toward his mate. I think this is an adverbial prepositional phrase, toward his mate, modifying where he heaved it. Then is washing across the entire sentence adverbially. At the time, while the guest stood aghast, the groom grabbed a fistful of steaming rubbery spaghetti and heaved it toward his mate. That's turning the entire clause adverbially. While the guest stood aghast is telling us when the groom grabbed. That's an adverbial subordinate clause. In the second sentence, we open with, at that moment, an introductory prepositional phrase. I think that's telling when DeBacco decided. At that moment, he decided. DeBacco decided, it's an action verb, even if a matrimonial implosion was underway. We've got one clause here. An implosion was linking verb, predicate, adjective. Here's a double subordinate conjunction. It's a matrimonial implosion. There's the indefinite article modifying implosion as well. And by gosh, we've got another clause here. He would join, action verb, the fun. That is opened with a subordinate conjunction. DeBacco decided what? That he would join the fun. This second clause here is in fact the direct object of what he decided, of the verb decided. And DeBacco decided even if a matrimonial implosion was underway. That's talking about that decision. It's how the decision was affected, influenced. So this first subordinate clause is adverbial, talking about decided, influencing, modifying, decided. That's a board full of markup, isn't it?